Hey y'all, I'm Cindy. Hey y'all. Welcome to Cindy Hart's Crochet Podcast, where we talk about crochet and crochet accessories. Today is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. It's about 5:45 p.m. here in Pinson, Alabama. And it has been a nice day today, pretty and sunny. It has cooled off here in the past couple of weeks, though. And, but, you know, we're in Bama, so it has... It's likely we'll get hot again all the way up till Christmas. We'll be in the 80s on Christmas Day. Who knows? So anyway, welcome to my new subscribers and welcome back to my returning subscribers. Thank you for joining me today. I have a bunch of stuff to show you. I have been under the weather again, and so I've made all this fall and Halloween stuff and probably not going to get it to our booth. But I still made it. I'm still going to show it to you, and it's going to be a good day. So anyway, and then I'll go into a little bit of what's been going on with me afterwards, in case you are just here for the crochet. Then you can tune me out after that. But I've got a pretty good list, so let me get my glasses on and get my book out. Well, one thing though I wanted to go over with, or wanted to tell you, was what I was drinking in my new favorite cup. Y'all see what it says? Hey y'all. Renee gave me that cup. That's my new favorite cup. And I think it's a Paula Deen cup. But anyway, I am drinking Vitamin C Shine by Celestial Seasonings. And it is a immune support, 130% daily vitamin C, because it is getting cooler weather. And, you know, we need to be kicking our vitamin C up pretty good. Let's see if y'all can see that. Vitamin C Shine by Celestial Seasonings. And it's really good. It has a good and warm. I still haven't got all my well, honestly, I haven't got any of my taste back or my smell, but I act like I can taste it and smell it, so that makes it good, right? It says it is oranges and vitamin C Shine. It's a citrus blend, so yeah, still good. Good for me anyway. I'll be so glad when I can taste and smell again. But it is hot, and it is soothing on my throat. I have had a little bit of a cough again. But anyway, so I'm going to jump on into all this crochet going on. How about that? You see a couple of them in my background. I have all this, and over on the other page too. I believe this is episode 35. So, of Cindy Hart's Crochet Podcast. So again, thank you for joining me and thank you for returning. Keep on watching. Well, you know, I said I had everything right here, but oh, there he is. First thing on my list I couldn't even find. Camera's over there. Okay. So the first thing I have is my little ghost kawaii. So cute. I think it was almost finished last time I saw y'all. But I didn't put a mouth on it. I just put eyeballs. Because I've really never seen a ghost with a mouth. I mean, I have, but I'm just going to put eyeballs on him. Because when we were little and we had ghost outfits, you know, just a sheet over us, we only had holes cut in the eyes. For the eyes. So this is Ghost Kawaii by Susie Diaz. It is a free pattern. And anything I talk about today, I will list it below in my description box, all these patterns, whether they be free or paid patterns. So this is Ghost Kawaii by Susie Diaz. And it is a free pattern. Works up really quick, of course. I stuffed this one pretty firmly. So let me put him right back up there so he'll be cute for my video. And then the next one is, I think I had her almost finished last time. Halloween Jellyfish by Not Bad, the Yarn Punk. This is also a free pattern on his blog. And I just used, I'm sure that's spring green, and then the bow is some scrap orange. It's pumpkin or something. In the middle of the bow is Amethyst by Red Heart Super Saver. Little tiny bit of red for her scars, beauty marks, cute little mouth. But it's made really easy. There's a free pattern on his blog. I think it's made all in one piece, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken on that, but I always I try to put the squid, the tentacles on. I try to crochet those in instead of having to sew all those parts in. But she's so cute. Halloween Jellyfish by Not Bad, K-N-O-T, Bad, the yarn punk. He's got some really cute patterns, free patterns. He's got a lot of free patterns. So there she is. She's so cute. I wanted to get that in the shop, but unless I get up there like I'm off today and tomorrow. Woohoo, just what I need, more time with myself. Uh-oh. Let me straighten her up a little bit. She got that big old Southern Mama bow on her. So unless I can get up there like Tuesday when I'm off early and can fly up to the booth, if I can get everything, I'm off today and tomorrow, I could probably get everything priced and in a bucket and run it up there. We sold quite a bit last month through the Harvest Festival that they had up there. So hopefully, and now that I am late getting my Halloween and fall stuff up there, I'm worried about getting Christmas done now in time to get up there. Maybe what, the Christmas Eve, who knows. But we are having some kind of little, like a trick-or-treat thing up there, so I'm hoping I can get off early enough next. I have to find out what day it is. If it's Saturday, hopefully I can get off early enough to fly up there and be a part of it, or maybe I can trade hours with somebody and go up there and do some trick-or-treating. I don't really have an outfit, although I did make me some Halloween cowl last year I may wear with my witchy-ish kind of outfit. Excuse me while I get a little sippy sip. Okay, so next on my finished object list is my corn snake. Candy corn snake, that is. Let's see if I can get it down without killing everything around it. Come here. Oh, because she's really long. If I had anywhere to put my book now while I do this. Candy corn snake. I didn't really follow her pattern, but I sort of got an idea from a couple of different patterns, but the one I did follow the most was Cuddly Stitches Craft Blog, and this is a free pattern. Close my book real quick. This is a free pattern. And like, she had odd number of rows for her colors, but I knew I wanted to, and hers wasn't a candy corn snake. Hers was just a colorful snake. So I wanted to do a candy corn snake because I just love the colors. I don't even know how long she is. I say everything's a she, but I don't mean it. Could be a little dude. Psst. Isn't that cute? I love it. And this is probably, actually, I think the white is like cream by, it's Premier's Just Yarn. I've been looking at the screen the whole time, I'm sorry. White is a cream, Premier Just Yarn from Dollar Tree. The orange is Marmalade, which is also Premier Just Yarn in Marmalade from Dollar Tree. The yellow is a Red Heart Super Saver, Red Heart Super Saver, I really don't know the color. I think it's just yellow or maize. Maybe, no, maize is kind of more orangey. But anyway, it's a Red Heart Super Saver, just yellow or soft yellow or something like that. Safety eyes from Amazon, where I get those, and then a little bit of red scraps for the tongue. Super cute snaky snake. Anyway, so yeah, she's pretty long, but I love her. Aw, now I'm gonna have to just throw her back up there and hope she hangs right. Ugh. There we go. Just let her hang over there like that. Alrighty then. So next, actually I'm moving faster than I thought I would, right? So far, we know how I am. And then my next finished object was inspired by Julie with KS Mom Crochets. This is a paid pattern by Pampino Design, and I think I got it on Ravelry, but it is a paid pattern, and I saw it on Julie's podcast. Like I said, that's KS Mom Crochets. She makes a lot of cute things, and I agree with her. The head, it is a pumpkin gnome. It's my first gnome, and I agree, Julie. This hat, the head, was the worst part, the hardest part. I don't even know what colors I used. It really wasn't hard. The hat wasn't hard. It just took a while, and then mine is kind of strange looking, right? Don't know. I think this is like Medium Time by Red Heart Super Saver. The orange is pumpkin. No, yeah, who knows, right? This is, the white is like I think Parchment by Premier Just Yarn, Dollar Tree. Not sure what color this is. Not sure what color the body is. But then I put like a light green around the bottom like it was sitting in grass. And then I didn't know what to do with this tiny pumpkin because I didn't have, but I thought it looked cute under his arm like that. So I just really tied it through there until I decide what I want to do with it. But it's still cute. So I use the same green for the brim of the hat and the pumpkin. And then the orange is the same color as the pumpkin. And I put a piece of cardboard in the bottom to help it stand up. And this is my first gnome. I've got several firsts on this podcast. This is my first gnome. I really wanted to like squish. I'm not good forming pumpkins with the strings around the pumpkin and pulling them tight because they just never look right. See, I've got them there, but it never pulled it tight enough. What I really wanted to do was squish it down like that and somehow tack it to the brim. But I just don't know. But I think it's cute the way it is. Pumpkin gnome. And I didn't want to brush out the beard and possibly screw it up. So I thought it was cute like that. I just crinkled it. Having curly hair, I tend to go towards the crinkle and the curly look. And I just tied it down, and my idea for that was to go like a wizard type look with it being tied down. I wanted to put like a little charm in there, but that didn't happen either. But I thought he was so cute. I love him. And see, here's the thing. I always want to keep all my stuff for myself instead of taking it up there to sell it. But then I put a pipe cleaner in the stem so it stands up. Or so I could curl it around like that. And I just think his pumpkin looks cute carrying it under his arm like that, like a football or something. So like I said, I just tied it to him for now. So what do y'all think about my first pumpkin? That's okay. It's kind of cute. So yeah. Thank you, Julie, for inspiring me to do that. I mean, there's a lot of people that do gnomes, but I haven't yet. I didn't really want to. I don't like all those parts. So, but it didn't take long to do him and put him together. And then you kind of, it's not so bad because you kind of sew the parts under the hat. So it doesn't really look screwed up if you screw it up. The nose, that was a little challenge, but I got it. And it was cute. My tea has cooled off now. So, yeah, that was my first little gnome, and I thought it was so cute. So, my next, let's see, what do I want to say next? I'm trying to group these things. So, next up is Halloweeny. I did this. Anybody that has seen my Facebook page, and I may have put it on Instagram, I can't remember, but it's the Happy Cauldron by Stringy Ding Ding. And I think I used Grage Tweed by Dollar Tree, Premier Just Yarn in Grage Tweed. And I used green safety eyes. Black eyes was a little green around it. And then the top is just some kind of yellow, light yellow and green for the potion that's being mixed. And the poison drip or the potion drip is in spring green probably. So yeah, that's by Stringy Ding Ding, and that's free on her blog. But I am a ding dong, so I may have had the PDF. I can't remember. But that's about to be one of my only subscriptions, I guess, that I'm going to end up with, because I'm about to cancel my yarn subscriptions. But yeah, Happy Cauldron. It's so cute. So it's Halloween. See how this arm sticks out? Or it's supposed to be a handle. So I guess they're supposed to stick out, but that one sticks out a little more than the other one. But it's still cute. I love it. So my Happy Cauldron. And then, what's next? I've got, well, I don't have this on here. Well, I don't have two things on here. Oh my gosh. Let me just check. Oh, it's off to the side. I'm sorry, Ella. Okay, this is Pumpkin Bag by Ella with no catchy name. And she came out with these patterns a few years ago. There's this, and then there's a Frankenstein bag, a little Frankenstein bag. And I didn't put the face on this one because I thought it would be cute because the way the bottom is formed, it could be like a little basket. So I thought this would be cute with Halloween treats sitting in it. I think she originally did it for a little trick-or-treat bag for a little kid. And what colors did I, no, that's my other one. It's that one. Well, that's my other pumpkin. Oh, the green is just Mainstays Basic Green. And the orange is either pumpkin or carrot by, it's a scrap ball, but I remember it's either pumpkin or carrot. I think the carrot is the brighter one, so. But I thought it was so cute. It's got the little curls. Now, her pattern has, and I thought I had the pattern in here, but her pattern has a little jack-o'-lantern face on it, but it's cute either way. Now, I made me a pumpkin bag when she first came out with it a couple years ago. Jesse, she made this and the other ones so that Jesse, when he was back when she made him at his age, it would be a cute little, just a little trick-or-treat bag. So yeah. And like I said, I made me one that was like wider and like this long several years ago. And I carried it as a project bag and as a purse a couple of days. So yeah, that's cute. That's by Ella and no catchy name. And it is paid for pattern. It's so cute. Got a little twirls right there. So there you go. Thank you, Ella. Oh, I guess that's a bird. I didn't know what that was. Noises in my holler. So there's that. And then this is probably the beauty. Have I got any more Halloween stuff? Or fall? I think this is all of it. Let's see. I'm going to put that back with Ella's stuff. And this, I love. It's so beautiful. And, oh, you can see the sparkle in this one. Look at this pumpkin. I did not follow a pattern for this other than I had seen several videos by different people that they actually do, let me see if I can figure out what it is. They either do half double crochets. No, I think they do singles, then half doubles kind of in the middle to make it poofy around and not so bunchy on the top, and then singles out towards the end. Now, I have another project that kind of followed this same sort of thing that I'll show you in a little bit, and you can see more about it. But it kind of makes it fuller around here, and then not so bunchy when you have to bunch it up on the top and the bottom. So I didn't follow a specific pattern. I just followed that basic idea of it. And I think it's half double crochets and singles, if I'm not mistaken, because, you know, double crochets are kind of, and this is holding 3 strands together. So, but I think it's so pretty. Look at the glittery, look at the glitter in it. The blingy bling. Look at all these colors. So beautiful. And then this green is, it's not Red Heart, but it's not Hobby Lobby either. I'm trying to remember. Is that the same green as is on my gnome head? Is that the same green? If so, it's Time by whoever I said a few minutes ago. But I love this, and it had so much stuffing in it. I cut up t-shirt and put in there, so it's a little bit heavier. Look how big that thing is. And I love it. I just love the way it turned out. Look at all those colors. And the yarn I used, I held 2 together. I held 2 Yarn Bee Dazzling in Sunburst. I held 2 together of that one, plus 1 ZZ Twist in Pumpkin. So it's Yarn Bee Dazzling and ZZ Twist. Let me see if we can get that around there. And you see those clearance stickers. Hey, clearance queen over here. So I use those. Can't really see much. Yarn Bee Dazzling in Sunburst, and this one, ZZ Twist in Pumpkin. So I didn't even use one whole skein of each one. I still had a good little bit left, so I may make a smaller pumpkin to match this. But I just love all these colors. I was going to hold 2 ZZ Twist and 1 of this one, but it really didn't come out. It wouldn't have been as blingy. It looks a little wop-sided, don't it? It's not. Maybe in my head that's wop-sided. So what do you think about this pumpkin? Yeah, slobber on myself now. I love this one. All of my projects that I'm showing today are my favorites. So anyway, and like I said, it's a little bit heavy because I cut up t-shirts in there. The only thing that the only thing about that was I should have put the t-shirts like towards the bottom and around the sides, because I just threw it in there, mixed it in with stuffing. So when I started shoving the string up through there to pull it tight, I couldn't get through. I couldn't get through the t-shirts. So I had to take what did I do? I used a old metal knitting needle and shoved through there and just kind of moved everything out of the way. But yeah, I love that one. I had a ZZ Twist that was a teal, but that was too close to orange and blue for me, so I couldn't do that one. Roll Tide. So yeah, I love it. I love that one. So what do we have next? Y'all still with me? I'm all over the place again. It's all I know to do anymore. I can't ever get anything. I can't ever get in on a weekly basis or anything like I used to, which I'd really like to be able to do again. So that covers all of that. That's all my Halloween and my fall stuff. I only brought one of 4 whips in here. Well, I'm not through with finished objects yet, am I? So next up, I think, is another first. And it is finished, but I didn't have what I needed to fix it with, and I'll tell you why. Did I write down who this was for? Bye. So, of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, I have made several things. Now, I've already given several things away. But, one thing I make every year are some of Random Randy's Ramblings rosy wraps. So here is 3 that I have. that I still have that I haven't given away. I've already given away 4, but here are 3 more that I have that I'll give to somebody. When do I go back to work? Tuesday. Don't really know what this. Excuse me. Is quick and easy to make, and I made one of them sitting in the emergency room the other night. But this is some odd pink yarn that I got on like some surprise or mystery bag that was like a pound of yarn for so much or whatever from somebody. So that's just acrylic, but it feels like it's got some cotton in it. So that's just some kind of pink acrylic. And then this one is a soft pink, and it is a, what is this one? This is a mainstay pink, and it's really not showing pink at all, I guess because of the camera. But it is a soft, kind of a baby pink, lighter, softer pink. And then this one is, I know this one is Lion Brand Comfy Cotton Blend. Is it Lion Brand? Comfy Cotton Blend in Lovey Dovey. Now, so yeah, I tend to pull it too tight and then it doesn't really do what it's supposed to. But it's an ear warmer, but it's called her Rosy Wrap, and she does have a tutorial for it, or you can go to her blog, or I will link her, I'll put a link below. I just can't get it. I look more like Tupac instead of Rosie when I put mine up, but that's okay too. Anyway, because it is cotton, it is a little floppier. So yeah, thank you, Randy, for such a great video. And like I said, I mean, I did one of these just sitting in the emergency room the other night. So yeah, and that's another story for you later. But anyway, so yeah, I made 3 Rosy Wraps. Well, I think I said I had given away either 3 or 4 more. So that's 7 this month. But it's a quick and easy pattern, and I do mine in pink to support breast cancer awareness. And then all of us at work wear them on the same days, the ones that I have given them to. And I may make a couple more before I go back to work. So that'll be a few more of us to do that one. So that's more finished objects. And I'm going to have to put some hats on, so I'm going to drop my hair a little bit. Ouchie. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. How rude. So I'm going to just drop my ponytail so I can put my hats on. And, oh, excuse me. I'm just adjusting myself all over the place. I know. So sorry. And then this was inspired by Llama Mama Kayla and breast cancer awareness. It is a fiber spider tutorial, and I have always loved this hat. This is the Divine hat. See, it's so wonderful. You can't even see the edges. Now mine, I always end up putting extra on it. I probably just need to take my ponytail out because it looks odd, and my head's not a hat head either. So there. I love the Divine hat pattern though. Mine's kind of a slouchy, but I have to maneuver it a little differently. I thought about putting like a palm on it, like one of those faux fur palms. But anyway, this is, let me see. I said I would remember. Oh, it's Karen Simply Soft. You can tell by the sheen. Karen Simply Soft in strawberry. So yeah. Thank you, Kayla. Praying for your healing, and I know she showed the video of her unbandaging her hand today, or yesterday actually. And I know that had to be tough on her, but you're a tough broad woman. And what a wonderful family you have. All your men taking care of you like they do. That's so awesome. And prayers still going out for you and Big Daddy and the kids. So thank you for mentioning this. It just brought me to making several. I've already made, I don't know where the other one is though. I just now remembered it. I have another divine hat that I've made somewhere, and I don't, it was blue and white. I don't remember where I did with it. Anyway, I'll show you that one next. So yeah, there's pink for breast cancer awareness as well. Divine hat. Like I said, the video tutorial by Fiber Spider, and there are several people that do the videos and have the have tutorials for it and everything, but I just enjoy watching Fiber Spider a lot. And then my next, well, I call them faux finished objects, but they aren't quite finished yet. I got all the parts and pieces to it, but this is a pattern by John Boy Crochet, and I originally went on there looking for another finished object that I've done, but these are his butterflies. He has full tutorial for this, and it's so easy to make. And again, I made like 2 of these in the emergency room the other night, along with those rosy wraps, because I mean, once you make one, the pattern's pretty easy to remember. And of course, you make it in one piece like that, and then fold it over. John Boy Crochet, the parts that I haven't finished is, this is that lovey-dovey. I don't know if you can see the variegation in that. Lovey-dovey in a cotton. This is some kind of, this is a scrap ball of something that's kind of smaller, like a DK. And that's like a, I wish you could see it, it's like a hotter pink. I have this lighting that's supposed to be good for stuff like this, but it's not working. And then this is some more of that stray pink that came in like a pound for so much money. So this is, I think I used a 4, because this yarn is kind of stiff, I used a 4mm hook on this one, and it is a worsted weight. The lovey-dovey comfy blend, I used like a 3.5 hook on it, and it made it a little bit smaller. You can see the difference in the sizes there. And then this one being a DK, I think I used a 3 or a 3.25, whatever was in my bag at the hospital. So you can see that's three different sizes there. And the only thing that I haven't done yet, and I call it finished because they're finished crocheted, right? He puts a, well, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to put a pipe cleaner, wrap it around the bottom and up through the top, and twirl it around for its antennas. And then I'm going to also, and then there's like the little magnet buttons that you get at, I got mine at Dollar Tree, that you put a couple on the back, and then you can put them on your refrigerator. So I think I'm going to make some sets of those to put in the booth for refrigerator magnets. But they are so easy. I never imagined them being so easy. So all I have to do, and then he embellished his with some cute things like little pearls and stuff, and I may do that on some of them. I don't know yet. I don't know that I trust my embellishing. I don't know that I trust my embellishing talents on those. So yeah, those are cute, and that's by John Boy Crochet. I will link that tutorial below as well. And then I made these. This is another first. I made, let me see if I can find a, well, I haven't woven in the ends because I need to figure out what I want to do with them. So this is my first ever patterns using crochet thread. So my a co-worker of mine had a birthday at the end of September, and she is a breast cancer survivor. So I wanted to make her a pretty angel. I knew this is what I wanted to make her. So I found the pattern, a video tutorial by let me see. Having been my first ever thread project, I didn't know how big a difference there was between number 5 and number 10 thread. Well, I could tell the difference by looking at them, of course, and even using the smaller hook like I was supposed to, like I think a 2.5 or something. There was still a big difference in the size of the dress itself. So if I could just find that name, need my glasses somewhere. Clothespin Guardian Angel by Crocheting with Elena, and I will link that below as well. But you make these little dresses and the halo, and it's so cute. I just used some red that somebody had given me over the years, and then some white that was in there, and they were both number 5. And I didn't know that though until it didn't have a label on it. So I didn't know, because it was still tiny and small, that it was number 5 thread until I actually found some that had number 10 on it, and then I saw the difference. So, but it's still cute, and I've got to figure out how to actually make it work for what I want it to, because it's too big for the clothespins. It's not really so big as it is tall. Now that's another reason I left the ends on there, because I think if I just took this out and undid maybe 2 rows in the skirt, I think it would fit the clothes pegs or doll pegs or whatever they're called that I have. And then you put this on the back of it, on the back of the clothespin, and the little head sticks up through there. Well, let me just get one of those out. I know that everybody knows what those are, so I went and bought me some. I had to go to 2 different Hobby Lobbies in order to find these things. And then, of course, you have to buy a whole huge... Now, one set of them had like kind of square looking heads, and I didn't want those. I wanted these clothespins like this. And I never even knew that they had stands for them. But then it's these old-timey clothespins. Old-timey looking clothespins. But these are actually called doll pegs. So you put it up through there like that, and you can see already that it's just huge. And then you put the clothespin in one of these stands, so it stands up like that. And then you glue the halo to the back of the head, and then that's the angel wings. And then you also put a piece of ribbon through here to kind of tie it down and have a little bow. And I think it would be cute too if you like hot glued a pearl in there. Now, the one I made for my coworker, I did it right. I used number 10 thread in pink, and I'll post pictures on my Facebook page of it once I get this video up. I didn't want to post that yet until I put up a video about it. But see, you could tell. But I think if I put... I dropped a halo. I think if I tied that down around her pretty tight right there, it probably would be okay. But it's still a little short with that. Now, I thought about earlier gluing 2 of these together, and that way it would make it taller. So we'll see. But yeah, I did a pink one for my coworker for her birthday. I did a pink one with white trim and wings with a pink halo and a white ribbon. So that'll be posted on my Facebook page. But that was my first ever attempt at thread. You can't even... Anyway, I'm usually grumping because I can't focus back on me, but yeah, I thought that was pretty. So I want to make a bunch of those for Christmas. I think the red ones will be okay for Christmas. I don't want to get too party-ish, but now I'm not scared of thread anymore. So, and I have a lot of it. excuse me, somebody gave me a whole bag of it a while back. Somebody I went to school with, actually, that sees my post with all my crochet in it. And so she brought me a whole bag of just thread. But now I'll have to sit down and just figure out which one is which, and I'll know to look for tutorials with for number 5 or number 10 thread. So yeah, yay me. So then, next up is a pattern I did. Let's see, does that cover everything? So that got through breast cancer, that got through fall and Halloween. And then, like I said, I don't know, I bought these pegs because I didn't want to buy them online. And they are called Woodpile Fun or something. I'm pretty sure I got this at Hobby Lobby. That looks like a Hobby Lobby price. That's the stands. You got 20 of those. And then I don't see the top label, but I just put them in here to kind of keep them all together because, you know, once you open your bags from Hobby Lobby, they're just strode everywhere. So anyway, just sitting here sick this week. I wanted to do, I don't even wear hats, but I did several hat patterns. This is another one that I didn't necessarily follow a pattern for, but I have seen a few people. I've gotten an idea from several different videos and blogs and everything. So I did a hat and scarf matching. Because I saw this yarn in some of my stuff, and of course there's another because I'm trying to go through some yarn regardless of what I make with it. And this is, I call this a finished object too, but I haven't really totally finished it because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'll post pictures of the of any of the stuff that I say is not totally finished, but almost. I'm not even going to call it a whip because it's not a work in progress. It's just a matter of me getting off my tuff and finishing the embellishments or whatever on this. So this is, I've been wanting to make a hat and scarf set that kind of switch out colors. So one of my hats I finished that I'll show you later was the color I originally wanted to go with, but I didn't have enough of the I think it's called golden brown that I got from Dollar Tree last year, and it was just the Premier Just Yarn in a golden brown. Didn't have enough of it to do this hat and scarf set, so I picked out this yarn, and like I say, I'm just going through my older yarn, and this is in the color, it's Yarn B Aurora Borealis, and this color is Midnight Masquerade. Now I used almost 2 balls of this. This is all that's left of the second ball, but that's all it took, 2 balls of this and Line Brand Pound of Love in taupe in between to do this. Now this Aurora Borealis, it's a 4 medium, and there's 174 yards in each one, 100% acrylic, but it's really soft but squishy kind of yarn. And this is the hat, and it's just a beanie pretty much, but I love the colors, the way they blend like that. And it's gonna be slouchy on me too. But I mean, I don't like hats that like snug my head, so it's slouchy. And I may put a I've seen several hats this year that have actually not necessarily pom-poms, but oh my gosh, what is it's fringe, but it gathers and hangs down like a thing on a drapery. Yeah, y'all are all telling me right now and I can't hear you. But anyway, that's what I think I want to put on the end of this one. So there's the hat. And like I say, this is the Aurora Borealis in Midnight Masquerade. And it's really soft and squishy. And all I did was, I think I had seen a couple of patterns that did, let's see, it's a top down. So you just do a standard increase on this, you know, 2 in each stitch on the second row, one whatever, double crochet, one increase, one stitch, one increase. You know, it's just a standard increase as you do on beanies. And then I did a half double. I did a double crochet on the colors, and then a half double in between, because I didn't want them the same, but a single crochet, I took this thing apart probably 6 times. The single crochet kind of got lost in there. Now, seeing it on camera, it probably would not have gotten lost, but
weather update from the First Solar Weather Team
really
is now
do.
available.
I forget to turn my phone off, right? So here's the hat, and I love all the colors in there. They're jewel tones, and I made a matching scarf. And like I say, this is my own freehand. I didn't follow any pattern. Now here again, I'm thinking about. I had seen a couple of tutorials that wanted you to. It said that you could carry your yarn and you didn't have to weave in so many ends. Well, carrying your yarn is wasting a lot of yarn. This thing, I think, is almost 90 to 100 inches long. And I did the same thing with this. The color one, I started out with, I think it was like 260 or 70 chains. And then I did a row of single crochet. And then the color I did double crochet, and then these are halves. Now, I almost went with a thing where I wanted, and I will do this at some point, I wanted to go kind of smaller in the middle, like double, half, and then maybe do half with the color and a single, and then a single, and go back, gradiate up or whatever. But I did. I just did this. So look at it. So pretty. And then too, my whole thing was so I could, even though my hat goes over my ears, I wanted enough that I could do like this on my around my hat. Get a little babushka. And wrap it around me and tuck it in my jacket for the few cold days that we will have. Or like during the wind, because my ears get so infected all the time. I'm sorry I keep looking down here. I'm just trying to make sure everything's all good. So yeah, how do you like that? And I'm probably going to fringe it on the ends. Tassels. That's what I was wondering about. Like I said, I didn't use any specific, and I may do a tutorial on this because I love the way it flows like that. And it's narrow, but it's really long. Like I say, it's about 90 to 100 inches long. So I haven't decided whether I want to do, that looks crooked, but it's not on the ends. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do tassels or regular fringe. And if I do fringe, I have a different way I want to do them. I've been seeing some tutorials that do a chain and then they slip stitch back up, and a lot of times I think I see it on tentacles for jellyfish and stuff. But I almost like that for the end of a fringe on a scarf. So there's that. A hat. I've made a bunch of stuff and it hasn't been that long either. I've been moving right along for some reason. So that's my hat and scarf set. Beautiful. I love it. I love these colors. These are my colors, jewel tones, all the jewel tones. And that's Midnight Masquerade by whoever I said, Yarn Bee in Aurora Borealis. So I'm almost finished. Oh my gosh, 50 minutes. I ought to be finished. I really like this hat. I like the way it slouches. And it's really poofy slouch. But I want enough there for my ponytail or my bun if I decide. I usually don't leave my bun up if I put a hat on. But still got to have room for the ponytail sometimes, right? So there's that one. Alrighty then. Moving right along. Now this is what I originally went to John Boy's page. John Boy. I've seen him several times. I've watched him quite a bit. But this was the pattern that I was looking for when I went to his page, but then I got squirreled off, excuse me, and did the butterflies, and then just started watching him. And this color is the one that I wanted to do this last hat and scarf set, but I didn't have enough of the soft brown or golden brown, whatever it was called, to match, to go with this. And I think it would have gotten lost in it anyway. So I think that one turned out just the way it should have. This is, I love this yarn, print in, wherever my eyeballs are, laying over there somewhere, in jazzed stripe. I did not even use one whole skein of this. Oh, I had this much left. Whoa. I got my hair everywhere. I had this much left. It didn't even take a whole skein. And this is John Boy's pom-pom hat. Pom-pom beanie. Look at these colors. Now, I love this pattern. I've made this just today. I love the way the stripes go this way. Makes my head look skinny, right? Actually, I haven't gotten it fixed the way I want to yet, so it kind of makes me look like a cone head. But now the only thing I did different, I put in 5 more stitches in the middle portion, and then I added 5 to this. I think he uses 20 chains for his pom-pom, and this is made in all one piece. It's made all at the same time. You don't. The only thing you have to do is gather it. See, what is it called? His drawstring beanie. That's what it's called. And I love it. You don't have to tie a pom-pom on that's going to get knocked off in the wash. That you have to remove in the washing machine. I love these colors. So yeah, it's kind of, and like I said again, I make everything a slouchy. Now the only thing I may do is, I feel like, I mean, it feels okay, but I may go around and do like a single crochet around it with a smaller hook, just to kind of tighten it down around my face a little bit. But I'll have to wear it and see how it wears for a little bit before I. Now I don't even wear hats, but I have made so many that I'm going to be wearing some hats this year. So I think that finally comes to the end of my list at almost an hour in. Let me grab my glasses and just double check everything. Now, the whips that I had, let's see, got my angels, divine, yep. Now, I had a couple of patterns that I wanted to do and get done before Halloween, mainly for Renee. It was called a skull flower, and it's a paid pattern by, you know, I don't even remember. But I just don't think I'm going to get it. I'm gonna try to find it while I'm on, and hope that I don't kill my video while I'm doing it. Skull Flower by Mrs. Crowlett, and I'm assuming that's okay. Skull Flower, and it's a just what it says. It's like a buttercup with a skull in the middle of it, and it is by Tanya Pogosova, amigurumi designer and a doll maker. So she goes by Mrs. Crowlett. So yeah, I wanted to do that for Renee, but I'm just out of time, and I ran into some health issues this week, and I just didn't get it done. So then my midwife blanket, I haven't gotten, well, I've done one more row of midwives, I believe, while I was watching Call the Midwife. I have gone through all the seasons and all the episodes now, so I'm waiting on the next one. And that was also a tutorial by Fiber Spider. We'll link that below. And then I think the only other thing I have that I have started on is this pattern by, oh, I meant to say thank you, John Boy, for such great patterns and tutorials. They're so great. You understand him so well, and he's a Southern boy just like me. Girl, boy. He's a boy, I'm a girl, okay? Y'all know. So this thing I'm doing here is a Mary Maxim pattern that I got at some point. The date on it is what? This must be June 22. And it's a pattern by Red Heart, all over lace triangular crochet shawl. And that's that. I'm not going to focus. But anyway, I'm using, the yarn that came with it is Red Heart Roll With It Sparkle in the color Destiny. And it's real pretty blues and purples and stuff. And it's sparkly, it's glittery. So you can feel this, the metallic in it, but I don't think it's going to hang up on clothes or anything. So I've just been sitting here working on it also while I was off sick. So I got this much done of it. And it's really pretty. A lot of triple crochets that I usually don't care for, but I will work with them. They are pretty. I don't care for them because mine get deformed in some kind of way. I feel like I'm pulling too much yarn and not making them form the way they should. But this is really pretty. I think the end up is going to be 56 inches wide by like 30 inches long in the middle. But it's really pretty, and it's just a 2-row repeat until you get to the last row, and I'm finding it easier to follow the chart than I am the written pattern, because I found an error in one of the lines in one of the text, so I just went on and started following the chart instead. So I also took a break from the American flag blanket. I ended up with like 40 stars made, but I haven't gotten them on there yet. What do y'all think of this John Boy hat? Everybody needs some of those. I'm going to make some of those and try to put them in the booth, I think. I won't make them slouchy. I'll follow his pattern closer. And then, too, I measured my head, and then I put this together, and the reason I was talking about it, I just jumped 3 subjects right there in one sentence, didn't I? The reason I said I may take a smaller hook, and except then the colors aren't going to match. Never mind. I probably won't. If I do anything to it, I may do it around to the back so it kind of pulls it a little bit tighter, but I doubt I do. It's okay. It's not too bad. Yay. So, I have been in the emergency room a couple of times this week. On to the health issues, if you're just here for the yarny stuff. I haven't caught up in a while, and now I'm sitting at almost an hour, so I'll try to keep it brief. Went to the doctor one day this week to renew my blood pressure medicine. And I told him that I had had a couple of days where my blood pressure dropped. I mean, it dropped to like 100/55 or something like that. And I know that's not dangerous. I know it, it isn't life-threatening, but I'm not used to my blood pressure being that low. So I thought the first day that I did it, I thought that I had accidentally maybe taken my blood pressure medicine twice. I take a very low dose. My blood pressure's not very high, but Doc just needed to give me some medicine because I don't take medicine on a daily basis, right? So I was taking the tiniest little 10 milligram lisinopril or something like that. Is that the name of it? And I thought I accidentally took my medicine twice that day. Well, I didn't. Well, I thought I did. So then the next day it happened again. I made a conscious effort to know when I took that medicine, right? That I took my medicine only once that day. I take it every day at the same time or when I'm working. I take it after I get up on the main road and turn right. When I get on that main road, then I'll take my medicine. And I know I've taken it, right? So that morning I thought I took it before I left home, and then again when I got on the road. Well, then the next day it happened again. And it seemed to be happening between like 12 and 1:30 or something like that, or like between 1 and 3. So it happened again the next day. Didn't drop near as bad. It came back up a little bit quicker than it did the day before. I knew I had only taken my medicine once. So then it happened 2 more days in a row. And I didn't get dizzy. I didn't feel like I was going to pass out or anything, but I literally felt like I could just melt into the floor. I felt like I could just lay down and melt in, or sit down and melt into whatever that I was leaning on. So I called the pharmacist. I called my doctor. They said that's not dangerously low, but I was due to come in and have it renewed. So I did that. Went in to get my medicine renewed. They pulled blood. Stinking vampires pulled blood several times over these few days. And they said my troponin was high, which apparently is a heart attack enzyme, or a heart enzyme. And then they did an EKG, and they showed some damage to my heart. Couldn't tell me if it was old or new. And he said, oh, here's your paperwork. I want you to go to the emergency room right now. So I went over to my nearest emergency room that I've gone to ever since before Renee was born. It used to be East End Memorial. Then it was Medical Center East. And then it was, what else? Then I think now it's like St. Vincent's East or something, which is, St. Vincent's is a big hospital here in Birmingham. So I went over there. Since I had the paperwork for a heart thing, he said, well, we don't know if you're having a heart attack right now or if you've had one in the past. I'm like, oh, well, thanks. Because I'm always having aches and pains, right? I'm fat. I have chest pains and breathing. And, you know, if I walk up a flight of stairs, I'm breathing hard anyway, right? So they took me back as soon as I came in for an EKG. And they said the same thing. You've got some kind of damage here. We don't know what's going on. Go back to the waiting room, and we'll call you back. Well, they called me back to get statistics or whatever on my, take my blood pressure, took my temperature, all that stuff. And then 5 hours later, they did not have me a room. So apparently at this point, I'm thinking, hey, it's not an emergency. But I did get 2 rosy wraps and an angel maid, right? It was getting late. I was getting worried. I was getting uncomfortable for the surroundings, because I feel like some of those people come in there just to beat the system. They were coming in. They were saying they were having problems. They were getting food from the nurses' station. Anyway, I am trying not to judge anybody for anything. They just know how to work the system, right? So at this point, been there 5 hours, and I knew I had to be at work at like 2 o'clock. Was that same night? That I had to be at work at like 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock the next morning. So I left. I told him I was leaving. I didn't leave against medical advice or anything. I just said, well, you know, if I was having a heart attack, y'all would have already pulled me back there, right? She said, yeah, probably so, but I said, so I'm not leaving against doctor's wishes or anything, since you haven't even seen me yet. She said, no, you're good, go. And so I went home, slept a few hours, went to work, called my doctor back the next day. I said, I never got in because blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, go to another emergency room as soon as you get off work. So I did. I went over to a UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham, emergency room that is nearby, and it's a new facility and everything. They said they'll get you in quicker. Well, after I, back up a little bit, after I got to the first emergency room the first night, they said they tried to call me and tell me that emergency room was on divergence. Is that what they call it? When they send you to another one? Anyway, nobody called me to tell me that. So I sat there 5.5, almost 6 hours that night. So the next night I went to UAB. They got me back pretty quickly. I took a huge bag of crochet because I didn't know how long I was going to be there here by myself. Didn't, nobody to bring me yarn if I needed it. No way to get it. Wouldn't have been able to send anybody to the car if he, So I took it all in with me. I took this huge bag of crochet with like 6 projects in it. So they got me back pretty quickly that night. Did an EKG. Hooked me up to a heart monitor. Took more blood, give me an IV without telling me. So then I cried. I still have bruises and stuff all up my arm for that. Hooked me up to a heart monitor, EKG, blood test, urine test, everything. So I laid in there, couldn't crochet. Oops, camera. Couldn't crochet because I had a IV in my arm and oxygen sensor on my finger. So I laid around there for about 6 hours, and they said, well, all we can see is the same thing. Your troponin enzyme is levels up. You show a little bit of damage on your EKG. Same thing I'd heard twice before. I said, so she said we could either admit you and continue running tests, or I can schedule you for stress tests and all this at UAB. Now, I've never been to UAB. Don't know why. It's a great hospital. A lot of people get their doctors there. And it's a college here in Birmingham. A lot of people get their medical training there and everything. So I said, well, just have them call me. I'll schedule some tests, blah, blah, blah. And I said the same thing. Apparently it's not an emergency, or you have already rushed me to the hospital, right? She said, yeah, but you do need to have it checked out. Yeah, doctor's going to send you places. So that was 2 different nights, 2 different emergency rooms. Killed about, 13 hours, I think. And then took off work because I was just so late getting out of there. I couldn't get enough sleep to be able to work the next day. Plus, was supposed to go back in for tests. They never called me for going back in for testing. Anyway, so I'm still at the point where, if it was an emergency, somebody would have done something before now. I have had chest pains, but they haven't been consistent. They come and go. And then I had a pain actually in my gut, one of my last couple of videos, and it was just right in the top of my gut. So now I don't know if my pain's actually over here in my chest and under my breast, or right here in the middle of my chest, or what. So you know what? I'm just going to wait till I fall out. I hate to say that because I'll probably fall out instead of going to the doctor, because I mainly don't want to be tying up in an emergency room or a hospital room that somebody that is really, really, really sick needs. And I don't have money and the time off to be taken off for all that stuff. I have to take myself, so I hate to do that too. But anyway, enough of my my whining about it. At this point, you probably need to call me a wambulance. Oh, sorry, so sorry. And then, now I'm over an hour on my video, but I have one more thing I want to talk about, and it's really serious, and I just can't even fathom what some of the families were going through. I started watching Law and Crime Network on YouTube back when Johnny Depp and Amber did their thing for, 6 or 8 weeks, whatever it was. So then I started watching, if I saw something interesting on there, I would start watching it. Their YouTube channel, because they do live streaming from the courtrooms. And the past couple of weeks, I have been watching the trial for the state of Wisconsin versus Darrell Brooks, because the guy that ran, or he says the alleged defendant or whatever, that is accused of running the SUV through the parade last year in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And I just have to say, I feel so bad for the families. There were 6 people killed, and 4 of those were dancing grannies. They were in a group called I think it was Dancing Grannies. I kept wanting to say Groovy Grannies, but either way, there were 4 grannies, one of their husbands, and an 8-year-old boy that was killed. And this guy just drove through the parade, plowing people over. I think there were 61 that actually had to be seen in the hospital. Well, I have been following this trial, and I have never in my life seen someone be so disrespectful to a judge, a jury, humans in general. He's always cutting the judge off, and then Friday he actually told her, I can't believe you're even a judge, and all this stuff. And all the evidence is against him. He's called quite a few witnesses. He's representing himself, first of all. And all of the witnesses that he called for himself will sit there in court and say, you're the one that ran me over. You're the one that I looked face to face with in the... as you are running people over in the crowd. Everything is just so stacked against him. And then he'll stand there and act like he's reading his Bible. And I'm not here to judge anyone's Christianity or anything either. But I also don't have much respect for a jailhouse Christian. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Those people that decide to get religion just because they're in jail and think that's going to look good on them. This trial is televised, and it's live streamed through YouTube and several TV channels, news channels. But the way he is acting for these people that he has killed, or that got killed and injured, and the families and friends of the people that had to see this, they sat there and watched that, and they're having to have therapy and, you know, counseling, and some people will never recover from what they've seen and the injuries they suffered. For him to act this way and disrespect the families, after he chose to represent himself, he blames the courts for him not having the knowledge, the legal knowledge he needs and all this. And the judge is trying her best not to say, "I told you so." She says it in a respectful way. "Mr. Brooks, I warned you. You know, I tried to tell you these were the things that you needed to worry about with represent yourself." He denies that he is Daryl Brooks. It's just amazing to watch somebody be so disrespectful, and the hate that you could just see coming. The judge literally said, I think it was Thursday or Friday, he slammed his fist down. He's already been removed from the courtroom I don't know how many times. And if anybody watching me has known anyone or has been affected by this parade, my prayers are certainly with you and your family and anyone that loved these people, because I just can't imagine someone not that somebody did this to humans, but that they are sitting there saying such horrible things about the whole thing, you know, and not having any human feelings for others and the ones that he has damaged. And it's crazy. It has been so heavy on my heart to not just to watch it, but the way he's treating people. And you know, he scared the judge Thursday. That's what I started to say. He beat his fist on the table and just stared her down, and he looked so evil just looking at her. And I know, don't watch it. Why are you watching it if it's bothering you so bad? But I want to see justice brought against that man, because he's not I don't think he's even denying any of it, but all the people he's called for himself has sat there and not been for him. He's had them subpoenaed, but they've clearly not been for him. He doesn't know what he's doing on the legal counsel part, but that was to be expected too. But anyway, like I said, that's just been kind of heavy on me, and I wanted to mention that. And if anybody's watching that, then you know what I'm talking about. And it's the Waukesha Parade attack or whatever. I don't know what the full name of it is, but Law and Crime Network is the one that is the YouTube channel that I started watching with the Johnny Depp trial. And like I say, I follow them every now and then, and or I watch these trials from beginning to end, a couple of them, and this is probably the most horrible I've ever seen through any court thing or anything. So anyway, that's all about that. Hope I've not gone too long for y'all. I know some of you love the long videos. I think I'm finally going to come up with a phone this next couple of weeks so I can do some driving videos again. Just going to work, talking to y'all. Maybe, well, Vlogtober's over, but Vlogmas, Christmas, Vlogcember, or whatever we're going to call it. I'll link all the things I talked about today below. Any that I don't necessarily have patterns for or followed, I may do a tutorial on, because I really enjoy I really like the two-tone with the taupe and the Midnight Madness. Like I say, this is the one I wanted to do with kind of a golden brown, but I think the golden brown would not, I think this color with that golden brown wouldn't have looked as good as that one that does. So anyway, thank you for sticking with me so long. Thank you for listening to me. Send some prayers my way that these chest pains go away. I've tried to start eating better. And it's not so much the chest pains that I went in for. I went in to get my medicine renewed, and Doc said, hey, let's check these things out. So that's what we did. My favorite cup. Hey, y'all. Thank you for sticking with me. I will see y'all soon again. Hopefully not take too long next time and not have so many things to show you, but I know you love them. So I will talk to you soon, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend and a week. Love y'all. Bye.